You may have heard of applied behavior analysis and or positive psychology. And when we think about ABA, a lot of times we think about children with autism and helping children with autism. And that's what I talk about usually. But today we're going to talk about the principles of ABA and positive psychology and how these principles are so important in and outside of the autism world. Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Barbera, autism mom, behavior analyst, and best-selling author. Each week, I provide you with some of my ideas about turning autism and signs of autism around. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, you can do that now. So today we're sharing a short excerpt from podcast 229 with Dr. Scott Geller, who is just a wealth of information. He has spent more than 5 decades as a professor at the Virginia Tech University. And he founded a movement called Actively Caring for People after a mass shooting at Virginia Tech in 2007. He started a movement. On today's podcast, we talk about the 7 principles that we all should be using, whether we're in teaching, whether we're a parent, whether we're in the criminal justice system, doesn't matter. These principles are common sense. Let's get to the short excerpt. Principle number 3, improve with behavioral feedback.
Wow. Practice makes perfect. No, it doesn't. Practice makes permanence. If we're not getting feedback on how well we're doing, we'll just continue doing what we're doing. Matter of fact, we've studied coaches on this campus, wrestling coaches, for example, and we've observed them giving feedback. And what do we find? They give corrective feedback. They tell the athlete when they're doing wrong, but not necessarily specific enough. But when they do well, they say, good job. They don't tell them what they saw that was notable, that was recognizable. So the point is, feedback is critical. What am I doing well? I ask students, how am I doing? You're doing great, doc. No. Specifically, what did I do well today? And where is there room for improvement? There's always room for improvement. Again, the point is, without feedback, we can't improve. And so, but do we have the courage to give feedback? Here's a term, by the way, that's floating around. It's old wine in a new bottle, psychological safety. Have you heard that term, Mary? Psychological safety. Do you have the kind of culture, even in your home, where everybody's willing to speak up and offer advice? Can you challenge the status quo? Can you give feedback? And again, that takes a particular kind of environment, an openness, a sense of trust and transparency. So it's easier said than done, but let's stop with the point that we can't improve without feedback.
Mm-hmm. When you were talking about coaching, I thought of another podcast interview I did with Teresa McKeon from Tag Teach, which is marking good behavior when it's happening. We can link that in the show notes as well. The 4th one is pretty much related to all these others. Use more supportive than corrective feedback.
Absolutely.
Which,
by the way, let's look at the letters of coach and see how it relates to all of this.
Okay.
First letter is a C. Care. Know that I care about your improvement. You'll care what I know. And I care so much, I'm willing to, the next letter, observe, watch you, and give you feedback. And while I'm watching you, the A in coach, I'm analyzing. I'm looking around to see what consequences are influencing that behavior, whether it's right or wrong behavior. What's influenced? Behavior doesn't happen in a vacuum, as we all know. There are environmental consequences. So that's the analyze. Now, after I analyze, now the next C, I communicate. I give the feedback. And again, as this lesson says, start with positive. Give more positive feedback. When you give corrective feedback, this is challenging, not so easy. You can't, that's wrong. That's a turn off. You have to be, here's the word, humanistic. What I mean is ask more questions. Is there a better way to do that? Could that have been more safe? Again, get them to say, yeah, I could have done better, Mom. I could have done this more safely, supervisor. I mean, if they say it, you're getting their commitment. And so the bottom line, well, I might tell you that that is the foundation of what we started back at Virginia Tech in 1979 called behavior-based safety. Having workers observe each other with a checklist of safe and at-risk behaviors. And by the way, the next letter of coach is H, help. If you do this process, you will help them. But what I wanted to say is it got big. Behavior-based safety is worldwide, except guess what they do? They leave out that C. They don't communicate. They observe behavior, put it on their computers. Now they can put up data, percent safe versus, so that it's better than nothing. But that C part, the communication part, peer-to-peer communication, that takes some courage. And that takes some lessons on how do we do it. So that's the one weak link that's happened with behavior-based safety as it's spread worldwide.
I hope you liked that excerpt from podcast 229. If you did, check the link on or around this video and you can listen to the whole podcast. And for more information about how you can apply these principles, it's the best path forward is almost always join our online course and community. Get all the information by attending a free workshop, marybarbera.com/workshop. And if you like this video, also give a thumbs up, share it, and with somebody who might benefit. And I will see you right here next time.